Hi everyone. Today we have with us Praneet Singh, who's a director at upGrad Abroad and heads product and partnerships. So Praneet, it's a pleasure to have you with us. And for all our audience here, I would like to ask you a question that what university are we here to discuss today? And could you highlight some of the key features or differentiators of this university for our aspirants?
Hi, Raki. Thank you for having me. We're talking about Northeastern University, and this is a school based in Boston, one of the most internationalized schools in the United States, ranked top 50 in the US. It's an R1 school. R1 is a Carnegie classification designation. That means it's got the highest level of research activity that goes on, which implies, if not wrong, about 80 PhDs going on the school every year. Northeastern is a fundamentally very inclusive, wholesome, holistic university. It's got an incredible business school. It's got an incredible engineering school. It's got an incredible school of sciences. I think for the longest time, they've been a leader with experiential learning as well. And in fact, Northeastern's number one in the US for their co-op, which for the audience to know, co-op is cooperative education. You study in a classroom. You pursue 2 full semesters. You go out in the industry.
Yeah.
Raki, you apply all the learning. You apply all the concepts in theory that you learned, and then things that you can't solve in real time, you bring those back into the classroom, and then you sit in groups, sit with your faculty, and then kind of solve any problem, solve any contextual product formations, or any prototype that needs to be built, any solution that needs to be figured out, do it in real time. So the point is, it's classroom inversion. It's almost like a reverse design of how people usually teach historically. I mean, you think about a concept and then you talk about all the things that have happened in the last 10 years, and then you use case studies from those from those circumstances or scenarios, which are retrospective. But right now we're talking about problems that were birthed while you were trying to apply a concept in real time.
Sure.
And then you bring those back into the classroom. So Northeastern, the point I was trying to make is Northeastern is number one for the last, I think, if I'm not wrong, a century. And so I think that demonstrates its prowess, its excellence in academic and experiential learning. So we're talking about Northeastern today.
Sure. Thank you for sharing that. And like you mentioned that it has the number one co-op program, and of course we are all aware of what rankings does Northeastern University hold. How do you feel that a degree from Northeastern University, whether it's a bachelor's degree or a graduate degree, how does it help students achieve their career outcomes?
Excellent. So look, for what it's worth, for the ranking, for the stature, for the practices, for the huge amount of research that goes on in the school, the incredible amount of infrastructure that they've built and created over many years. I think this not only shapes how students think about riveting concepts, but it also gives them a very conducive, lucrative environment to kind of put their ambition, their aspiration, their learnings into a sizable, scalable, visually actualizable form.
Yeah.
Everything I learn, I have the facility, Raki, right then in real time to bring it to life. I haven't mentioned this to you before, but Northeastern has an accelerator, a business accelerator called IDEA.
Okay.
They spend $650 million. That's about 5,000 crore rupees, Raki.
Wow.
On student startups that are born in Northeastern from their business school or their engineering school. They have huge makers labs. So I'm saying that's one piece, right? The sheer amount of investment. The second piece is, like I said, the more industrial exposure you facilitate for your students, it gives industries a lot of time, it gives workplaces a lot of time to figure out who Rakhi is as a student, if she fits in in my organizational culture. If over the course of a 3 or 6 or 8 months co-op, if Rakhi is able to demonstrably prove her mettle in that specific niche or domain,
Sure.
it makes me want such talent, because before I go and regularly recruit from schools, here's Northeastern that's giving me a huge flux of talent that I can work with, teach, train, listen to, or what new things are being born in the classroom.
Sure.
So I think that's a second way of how our outcomes are being realized faster than
Correct.
usual. I think the third piece, Rakhi, is, like I said, it's an R1 school.
Yeah.
The sheer amount of research, the sheer amount of the billions of dollars that are going in to create things that will shape the future of the world. When students are part of that revolution or transformation, they learn with the process.
Absolutely.
And then R1 schools, Rakhi, also typically indicate that the faculty is the best they could be.
That they could offer.
It's an AACSP school, top 5% of these schools in the world. So I think lots of things, Rakhi, that just make it a very strong or a more favorable choice, for lack of a better word, for a school. And I think one thing I haven't mentioned as of yet is Northeastern is in Boston. Boston is home to MIT.
Yeah.
Boston's home to Howard, Rakhi. It's home to Boston University. It's home to UMass Boston and Northeastern. Try to imagine the kind of conversations that go around in a conference or a forum, or when there's student exchange or faculty exchange, or I could be at a diner and meet with an MIT student, a Harvard student at a cafe. But that city, it's a hotbed for innovation, research, tech breakthroughs, business breakthroughs, finance. I think if not this, what more can a student typically expect from a good school?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And at upGrad Abroad, you have been particularly instrumental in really expanding the portfolio at Northeastern University and get courses for both bachelor's and graduate students. So could you help our audience understand what are the most sought after courses and why would you say so?
Excellent. So I think the kind of world we live in at this point, Rakhi, the confluence and convergence of business, technology, and then these emerging domains as Gen AI, prompt engineering, AI auditing, design, just so many different interdisciplinary domains. We've seen the emergence of applied machine learning. Not AI, applied machine intelligence, applied machine learning. We've seen an emergence of project management or product management, that you've got a lot of technology that's enabling a lot of actions or business outcomes for your company, Rakhi, but you need somebody to own that project, to cross layers with stakeholders, and to make sure that whether there are 100 teams or 60 teams, there's one person who owns all stakeholders, internal and external. So project management is an excellent course that we've been working on. Then there's informatics with cloud engineering, with HCI, which is human computer interaction, with health informatics, so on and so forth. And then I think on the business side, Rakhi, we've got quantitative finance. I think there's still this coveted skill set of quantfin or fintech, where there are billions of dollars being exchanged and spent across the world. There's increased amount of mobility in terms of e-commerce, talent, capital, and this skill set of driving huge markets that's required. So quantitative finance is on the rise, fintech is on the rise. We've recently onboarded business analytics for people who want to lead with a decent sense of data. Data is the new fuel. So I think we've had a program that we just got called BA.
Okay.
Then we've got a proper technology school running analytics. Both of them have their own context.
All right.
And then we've got their MBA.
Perfect.
I'd especially like to take a minute out to talk about their MBA. I think Northeastern's MBA is one of the most robust, cutting-edge curriculum I've seen. I know I may be over abusing the word, but I'm saying it is cutting edge in kind of by all means. Literally, they've got 15 specializations that are interdisciplinary. They've got an MBA in AI, Rocky. They've got an MBA in software development.
Perfect.
They've got an MBA in game design. They've got an MBA in biotechnology. They've got an MBA in bioinformatics. They've got an MBA in cybersecurity. I'm saying, Rocky, this is a 55 credit MBA. Yes?
Sure.
There's 28 credits. That's about 9 or 10 courses of just a specialization. For my audience to know and for Rocky to know, 10 courses is what a master's normally has. And this is just a specialization.
Just a specialization.
And then 10 courses for MBA. So I'm saying, Rocky, their MBA, it's actually cutting edge. Because here you're doing business courses, 10. And then you're doing 10 software development courses. So you're typically doing 2 degrees with the School of Business and the College of Engineering at Northeastern. So they let you do that. 15 out of the 25 specializations, Rocky, that you're doing, you can pick the Northeastern school you're doing that
you want to do it
from.
with. Excellent. Yes.
So that's there. Their MBA has a corporate residency.
Perfect.
That's not co-op. So if you were to go there, and I highly recommend that, you do about 12 months of a corporate residency, which means 12 months of full-time work, co-terminus with your degree. And you earn anywhere from $34 an hour to $92 an hour.
Wow.
40 hours a week, corporate residency. And Northeastern has 100% employability. They have 100% employability in 3 months. So I'm saying this kind of is very indicative of a successful HEI. An HEI that loudly signals of student success.
Sure.
It's built like that.
So, Praneeth, what can a graduate of the courses that you mentioned expect in respect of roles and opportunities? And who are the top employers who recruit them?
One of the things that I've noticed about Northeastern and the way they design the curriculum is that, so for instance, if I'm doing an MS AI from a regular college, I'm specializing in deep learning or NLP or computer vision engineering or HCI. And when I'm doing an AMI or an applied machine learning course at Northeastern, they've got specialized tracks like AI for finance, AI for business, AI for marketing, AI for healthcare. So I think there's a very concentrated, singular set of tracks for a specific industry in which I can embed, augment the role of AI, or just digitally transform a specific, an enterprise of a specific domain. So whether I'm an AI specialist, or I'm a data scientist, or I'm a machine learning specialist, that's not really the differentiator. It's how prepared and ready I am to bring AI. To kind of infuse AI into a business model of a specific industry. For example, if it's data science, they're doing specialized tracks in statistical modeling or evidence-based modeling or applied machine intelligence with using analytics.
Sure.
And I'm saying the way the outlook is designed on how do I make students specialized, how do I give them specialized human capital that they can just go out in the industry and be the expert
All right.
of that industry, bringing that skill set in. or expert of that skill set, but kind of tailored and bespoke for that industry. I haven't seen people think like that's one. Second, I told you, right, their school of business. Their school of business have specialized tracks that give equal weightage to the core courses of business and the specialization you may choose for instance, your MBA.
Mm-hmm.
If it's AI, then there's 10 classes of AI. That's almost 1 year of just studying AI. But Raki, I'm trying to marry MBA and AI. How do I become a leader with AI? How do I become a leader in a biotech startup? Biotech is on the rise, right?
Sure.
There are companies like Moderna, there's companies like Pfizer, there's all sorts of, there's Noida, there's possibly tons of pharma companies in the US. That leadership ability to lead an enterprise the next 10 years, that's what I'm being taught. Game design is not literally just confined to gaming industry, but just that how do I gamify environment in which I work? How do I gamify a rewards entity of a leading flight carrier? How do I gamify how I'm engaging with you on media? So that entire business and game infused and married to each other. I think the coalescence of two, if not opposite, I think at least parallel domains and how they can converge, making you a business leader in that field. Wow. I think that's where the future needs to go anyway. I think interdisciplinary expertise is what the market covets, including us.
Yeah.
We need an expert who knows everything.
Sure.
So that's one.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I may not be able to come with exact job title that people get at Northeastern, but I think the differentiator is capabilities. Salaries go as high as about $250,000. Northeastern's MBA with us is about $83K. Whereas for a regular student, it's $100K.
Sure.
Their MSBA, quantitative finance, fintech is as low as 38 with us. The normal pricing is about 56. Their tech courses can go as high as about 59 for the world. It's about it's as low as 28 for us.
Perfect.
It's half the price. So, and these degrees are giving birth to jobs that are 150, 160K. Raki, that's at least five times the investment that I've made in the degree. So that's that.
Perfect. I think you ended that answer by mentioning about how there is a cost differentiation in respect of what it takes for a student to do an MBA with upGrad versus if they were to do it at Northeastern University. So what would you say is the upGrad advantage for our learners?
Well, we get a GRE GMAT waiver.
Yeah.
We have a certificate that students start with in India or whichever part of the world they're in. I mean, it's online in data science and management, depending on which course they're going for. This is accepted by Northeastern as up to 12 credits of transfer. Those 12 credits, Raki, have a monetary value of up to $17,000. That's about 14.5, 15 lakh rupees. And you're just starting here. You're spending 4 lakh rupees or 4.5 lakh rupees doing your online credits in India. And you move. So you have a distinct advantage. I enter the classroom. I have an advanced standing. I'm academically more ready to ease into that rigor.
Sure.
I know a lot more than regular students in terms of taught theory because I've just come from 6 months of intensive education in that field. I have more chance of becoming a TA or an RA or a GA, and I have a lot of time for research on my watch. And on top of that, I'm going to be the first one to graduate from that cohort.
Mm-hmm.
So I have less competitiveness than regular students who are going to the classroom with me. So GRE, GMAT waiver, the fact that our students are way more advanced in the coursework, and if they're regular students who are doing the MBA in 2 years, or these tech courses are key in 2 years, our students are doing it in 12 months and graduating
Mm-hmm.
because they're halfway through. I think the other piece is for some of our tech courses, we get a 20% flat scholarship. So that's some of the other monetary advantages of going with the upGrad model. But I think just that this finesse of being able to counsel you with your unique aspirations, with your singular ambition, with a background that's only unique to
Mm-hmm.
you. I think our ability or capability to kind of link you to the right Northeastern program may be
Sure.
understated,
Absolutely.
but that's actually the most riveting
Yeah.
step, because it's that one cornerstone decision you make that has a downstream impact on everything you do after.
Yeah.
So that, and then followed by all of these very obvious factors that lead most students to pick us to study at Northeastern, or you can say we'd love to be called as a catalyst for ensuring that Northeastern gets some of the best students in India or whichever part of the world they're coming from.
So thank you, Praneeth. It was incredible hosting you. And to all our students, I hope that with this, you have the necessary information to help you choose the right school. If you have any further questions, please reach out to us at upgrad.com.